Both of you probably don't know much about me. So my name's Sarah, as you probably have gathered that much. And I have 4 children and I live in Leamington Spa in the Midlands. And I joined Osborne 3.5 years ago, maybe just over now. And in all honesty, I wasn't looking for a business at all. I joined purely to get some cheaper books for my children. I was at a coffee morning and I was going to order about 60, £70 worth of books, and I suddenly thought, hold on, I know how these things work. Maybe it'd be better if I order a starter kit. So that's what I did, and I swore blind that I wasn't doing anything else with it, and that was going to be it. I was going to place my one order and nothing else. And then I held a little coffee morning to top up my order, and that went really well, and I hit my kit boost. And then I saw that we could offer schools a sponsored read, and I thought, oh, that would be brilliant for my kids' school, so I'll just do my 6 orders, and I'll never touch Osborne again. And that was my why, that was my goal, that was my plan. And then I went to the gala, because it's 15 minutes down the road from my house, and my mentor said, oh, should we go just for a night away? And I was pregnant at this point and thought, you know what, a night away would be bliss, it sounds amazing. So I went. And I actually didn't pay very much for it because I didn't even realise that I had a certain amount of sales in the November, which meant I got loads of money off my ticket price. So it didn't cost me much to go either, so it was even better. And it completely blew my mind going to this gala and watching people go up on stage one after each other, really having this brilliant work-life balance, just going up there and, you know, having this brilliant income and being at home with their kids. And I suddenly thought, well, I sat here with this opportunity. I've sold some books. I actually had a couple of team members, not through me trying, but people had seen that I was selling the books and had come to me and said, oh, I've been thinking of joining Osborne. Can I join your team? So I sort of sat there and went, so what have I got to lose if I give it a try? I was like, it may be brilliant, it may not. So I went away from the gala and thought, I'll just give this a go. What have I got to lose? 3 weeks later, I promoted to team leader, and that was great. I was happy with that. I had a fairly successful business, and I sort of plodded around that for about 18 months. I promoted out my first team leader, who was great for a little bit, and then it just disappeared, really. Didn't really do it anymore. But I think after that, things massively changed. I'd had my 4th child, and I needed to do something different. I got to the point, I think, where I was working part-time in a job that I wasn't really enjoying anymore. I loved it to start with, and it'd been brilliant because I'd been able to take my baby to work with me. But I wasn't in love with it. I was also doing an open uni degree, and it was just adding so much work and so much pressure. And doing that with Osborne, I decided that something had to change. So I got rid of the job and I got rid of uni, and I decided to focus more on Osborne. And it just then exploded. It just went crazy. I think there'd been a reputation for a long time in this business that, you know, success comes over time, and you have to give it time to become successful. You know, you can't build an empire overnight, I suppose the saying goes. And that's true, you can't. But it can be a lot quicker than you think it can be. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait to have your promotion. You don't have to wait to start recruiting. You can just go and do it straight away. So in the space of 4 or 5 months, I went from a team leader to an executive leader. I had my group leader promotion in the June, my divisional leader promotion in the August, and my executive leader promotion in the October. So it was pretty crazy. Really insane. It's just completely changed my income, changed my life, really, changed what my team looked like. And I'm still trying to catch up with what that means to me as a leader now, to be honest. I was very unprepared to suddenly go from a team of like 20 people to a team of 700 people. But that's pretty much what happened. So I was playing catch up with that. But what it meant is I went from earning maybe £300 a month to earning £3,000 a month to then in November hitting £7,000 in 1 month. So it completely changed, not just the way I had to work, but it completely changed our income and the way we've been living as well. And I didn't do anything special to make that happen. I'm not any, crazy educated person. I don't work every single hour under the sun. In fact, I'm quite lazy. If you could see my page inbox at the moment, there's a whole host of people that I haven't responded to yet, because I haven't got around to it, or I haven't prioritised it, in all fairness. You can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. So I've clearly not prioritised doing that at the moment. So don't think you have to be Superwoman to be successful at this business, because you don't. You don't have to be Superwoman at all. You don't have to be perfect. No one's perfect. We all have problems. We all have flaws. We all have negative traits, but we all have positive ones as well. And I think that's really, really important, is that you're good enough. It doesn't matter what your skill set is. You will have skills that you can do this business. Absolutely every single one of you, every single person who joins this business has the skill set to do amazing at it, because actually you don't need much to do amazing at this business. You just need the determination to go out and do the work. You need to recruit. If you want to have an amazing income with Usborne, an amazing career with Usborne, you need to learn how to recruit. And actually that's not a really difficult thing to do. It's a matter of just talking to people. Lots of people. I think it's a numbers game. The more you talk to... Yeah, I like that. Nadia said she wanted to be Superwoman. Well, you can be Superwoman if you want to be, but you don't need to be Superwoman to make it successful. So Kate's just asked, what's my best recruiting tips? My biggest recruiting tip, and I say this to lots of people, is it's not about you. It's about them. So when you are talking to someone, you get to know that person and you make it about what's in it for them. Because if you start talking about, oh, you can join my team, and we're going to do this, blah, 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 it becomes about you, and they're going to go away thinking, oh, I'm just joining to help her out. Which, part of the reason we want people to join is because we want to promote, we want them to grow our income. So that's there. But it can't be your reason for doing it. Your reason for doing it is because you can help this person have an amazing career. You can help this person have this work-life balance. And the biggest thing to me, the things I'm most proud about my business and the things that give me goose pimples and make me smile is when people on my team suddenly hit that point where they're earning over £1,000 a month and they've been able to leave their jobs or drop days at work and have that more time with their family, and they come back and they just say, thank you, you've given me this opportunity. And that's what we're giving people. If we get caught up in our own heads that it's about us and we need this amount of people to get this and we need these people to join because of us, it's going to put people off. But if you remember the core of it is that you are giving this opportunity and you are helping this person to have this amazing opportunity, this fantastic income opportunity, then you're going to recruit lots of people. So that's definitely my biggest tip. It doesn't matter how you recruit, whether you use Facebook, prize draw slips, you use your frogs, you go door to door, you put flyers through doors, you put posters up, you use Twitter, Instagram, I don't know, whatever you use is up to you, but your messages across to people have to be how you can help them. Sorry, I've gone on a massive tangent now. So that's my biggest recruiting tip. I'm trying to remember where I was before. So as I said, my business built quite quickly. My income changed massively. And I sort of thought when I had that promotion and it got to November and we had the silly season, for those of you who have done on Christmas, you know how crazy it goes, that it probably would drop back down. And I'll start January and things would be calmer and different. And that hasn't really happened. Yes, we had the drop in January, as you always do. But it's sort of managed to sustain itself, and we've continued to grow and bring on more leaders, and we were up from where we were last year, and last year was up from where we were the year before. So my income really has now stabilised at, well, actually for the last 3 months it's been about 5,000. I'd like to say it's stabilised at 4, but yeah, it's been pretty much 5 for the last 3 months now, which is just ridiculous. I earn more than my husband now. I do have a £15,000 tax bill coming at the end of the year, which is less fun. But it means we've done things like we went to Disneyland Paris last year and we stayed at the Disneyland Hotel. And, you know, we did the whole hog. We didn't have to cut back. We didn't have to budget it. We could just book it. We went to Lapland. And as a family of 6, it does cost a lot to do these things. So we managed to go to Lapland, and we went and saw Santa in Lapland. And these are things that I could only ever dream of doing before. We lived off my husband's income. You know, never in a million years did I think I would be taking my children to Lapland. I loved the idea of it. But Usborne made that possible for us. It allows us to have, well, we started to part loan a pony for my daughter. That's ended up in us now owning 2 ponies. That's a long story, don't ask. But again, that's something that we don't have to worry about. We can afford to do. Oh, Disney's your goal. Make it happen. It will happen. Any goal will happen with Usborne as long as you're willing to work for it. And Disney's a brilliant goal. Really, really, really nice thing to tick off the list. Lovely thing to do with the children. So the biggest thing then that's changed recently, well, it's going to change, I suppose, recently, is it's now enabled me not to just take the kids on holiday, not to just have the ponies and then to do other clubs and us not have to budget about money. But it's allowed us, we're in the process of buying a holiday home. So we're buying a property by the coast in North Wales. And it's a 7-bedroom ex-B&B. So it's got loads of space for the children. It's literally about 200 yards from the beach. It's not an expensive property because property prices there are really, really cheap. But it's the fact that we can afford to pay for 2 houses. So it's sort of my pension plan, I suppose. That house is going to be mine. It's what I'm going to pay off every month with my income. So because I haven't got a pension, when I retired, I have this property that I can then sell or do whatever I want in. I'd love to be able to keep it and not have to sell it. I'd love to be in a point that when I do retire, I don't think I'll ever retire from Usborne. It's when they kick me out. I will be able to hand it down to my kids and I'd have enough money in a pot to be able to live on. But it's there all the same that if I need it when I'm older. So that's probably my biggest financial thing with Usborne. I don't know why I've gone all money. I don't normally talk about money so much. But it's tangible, isn't it? I suppose money is a way of measuring what has changed. I've changed so much in a person, I think, as well. I'd never would have done a live video like this, let alone with no makeup or what's left of the makeup I had on at lunchtime and in my pyjamas. But it changes you. I've had to learn skills that I didn't know I could learn. I'm still not a proper leader. I'm still not a proper grown-up. And I don't think you ever have to really be a proper, you know, grown-up or business person, because it's not about that. It's about having fun and meeting people. I said that at the beginning. I've been working with Usborne for 3.5 years. It'll be 4 years right at the end of September, so I probably passed the 3.5 bit now. You can get a real unicorn. Usborne made that happen for you. I'm going to Disneyland Paris next week for my Usborne's on. Emma, you'll have a brilliant time. Not staying in Disneyland Hotel yet, though. We had to stay in the Disneyland Hotel because it was the last time we could all fit into the rooms because Lucy was under 2. No? She was 2. As soon as she turns 3 next month, we can't fit in any of their rooms that they have. Which is the joy of being a family of 4 children, is holidays become very, very difficult. So yeah, so we thought we have to go the whole hog now, or we just won't be able to ever stay in that hotel. Would you say you're a confident person? No, not at all. I am happy to not take myself seriously and laugh at myself, and I don't mind standing up in front of people and letting them laugh at me. However, can be quite insecure in some ways. In fact, I had a good cry earlier because of something Usborne related, but it's not really important. But there's going to be highs with every lows along a business like this, and it's not going to sit here and go, oh, it's going to be amazing, and every single second of every single day you're going to absolutely love your business and worship your business, and it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be brilliant, but there's going to be times that you feel like throwing your phone out the window. There's going to be times that you feel like you're getting nowhere, and then all of a sudden things will happen. There was a quote that someone told me at one of the January meetings at the start of the year, and it's stuck with me ever since there because I haven't heard it before. But it's action comes before motivation. So you sort of think, oh, when I'm motivated, I take action, and then that carries on and builds things. Where actually it's the action. So even when you're not motivated and when you start, it's the action of making those phone calls, going into schools, getting those bookings, having those recruiting conversations. And then the motivation comes. And once people start responding, that then gives a little injection of, oh, this is going well. And then that brings your motivation. So whenever you feel like you can't be bothered to do anything or you haven't got the motivation, take some action. So I think that's really, really important. Oh, don't worry, Emma, I'm okay. It's one of those things. What's the best part of it for you? Oh, there's so many brilliant bits of this business I love. I enjoy getting out at events. I'm on a big event this weekend, and I think that's going to be really fun. I don't particularly enjoy all the work that goes into it. You can see, I've got my stickers and my leaflets that I'm sticking stickers on all evening, and opportunity booklets and things. So that part I don't enjoy, but I love being out actually talking to people at events. I love the leadership academies. I love being around like-minded people. So I love going to Usborne events. I love doing trainings like this, getting to meet new people. If I can inspire people, that's even better. So they're the bits. I love being part of a community. I love watching my team succeed, as I mentioned earlier. So there's so many bits I absolutely love with this business. I love recruiting. I like helping people to start their journeys. I like the money. I can't pick one. Are schools usually receptive? It depends on who you speak to at the school, Catherine. I have to say I'm not an expert in schools. I've done a few. But I tend to spend my time recruiting with my team. That's, again, my confidence. I don't feel that confident going into schools. If you can get to the right person, though, they're very, very receptive. We offer them such an amazing service. It's fantastic how many free books they can get. If you get a snotty receptionist, then no, they're not receptive at all. They just tell you to go away. So it's hit and miss. Again, it's a bit like recruiting schools. It's a numbers thing. You just have to keep going. Now, you can inspire people to take the leap like you. Just tell them why you've done it, share your story, share your success, and I'm sure they'll take the leap with you. I love leadership. I've only been to one due to having breastfeeding babies, so I'm looking forward to the next one. Excellent, Jodie. Are you at the one next month? This month? Oh my God, it's like 2 weeks away. Love Leadership Academy. Really looking forward to seeing everyone. If you haven't been to Leadership Academy, promote to Team Leader and come to Leadership Academy. It's the most brilliant fun. I've always loved how honest and down to earth you are. They don't tell you anything you're not. You're not afraid to show your vulnerabilities, which is wise. Ah, thank you, Emma. Yeah, no, I'll say it how it is. I'm never going to pretend to be someone I'm not. Yay, Jodie, I'll see you there. Yeah, all of you, come to Leadership Academies. We need more people at Leadership Academies. I think they've grown so much already. In the last couple of years, they've sort of gone from 30 people to 60, 70 people to, I think in one of the January ones, we had 90 people. So I think they're brilliant. They're getting bigger. Oh, Emma's so lovely. So you're going to have such a good time. I love it. So, any other questions? Please keep putting questions along, because I do tend to go off on a tangent and then completely forget what I'm talking about. I'm just going back to see if I've missed anything. So, I know tonight's... I want to come to the next one. Next one's in October. Be there. You can do it. So I know Emma's been talking a lot about goals tonight and your Usborne Wide. Do any of you have some goals that you want to share or things that you want to achieve? So I know Kate said she wanted to go to Disney, so that's a fantastic goal. So Kate, if you've broken it down, what did you do or change that made your business suddenly take off? I think I decided to focus on it, and it's very much, Kate, about your mindset. So I think I decided that I was going to go for it. and I was going to make it happen. Oh, it was Vegas. I haven't. That's what have changed is the travel incentive. So the first gala I went to, excuse me, I wasn't a team leader, and they suddenly announced this trip to Beijing, and I was like, oh, I want to go on the travel incentive. It looks incredible. And then it came out that, oh, you can only go for it if you're a leader, and other than that, you can get wildcard entry. So I had a bit of a sulk, and I had a bit of a go at Mark, and when it's not fair, anyone should be able to do it if it's announced in a way like this. And I didn't win the wildcard entry to Beijing. But at the next one, I made sure I was a leader going into the new year, and they announced it as Las Vegas, which is, I always wanted to go to Vegas, always. And my husband has never, ever wanted to go. He's not into gambling. He's not into big flashy lights. He's not into like partying. Sometimes I wonder what we've got in common, but you know, it's fine. We get on well. So he's got no interest to go. So we're never going to go together. Plus we have all these children that we're never going to get sitters for to have the opportunity to go together. So when they announced that it was Vegas and I could go there for free, not having to pay, I wanted to be on that trip so much. And I got really determined that that was going to happen. And it sort of drove my whole year. I came so close to failing in the first month. I didn't have my volume at all. And I remember speaking to my mentor about halfway through the month going, it's not happening. I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm like £900 short on volume. No one's placing anything. My new people aren't doing anything. I can't get people to join. I thought loads of people were going to join and they haven't. And she said, well, you can either give up or you can just keep going and keep trying new things and try and make it happen. And that's what I did. And I started putting posts out trying to get schools to place orders. So I put together like something like £1,000 worth of books for £600 plus a free reading library. And I started posting it in selling sites. And with 3 days of the month to go, a local head teacher picked that up and they'd just redone their library. And I literally dropped the catalogue around to her half an hour later. She put her list together, gave me the school credit card, and we got the order placed and done in like 2 days to go, and I qualified. So from that point, I just wasn't going to let failure be an option. I think I just had to be on that trip. So I aimed to do double what I needed every month, and I did it pretty much. I think I've had 2, instead of 1 leader promoting in the first season, I had 2. The next season I had 4 promotions, and then I think I had 5 in the season after that, which is just crazy. But it's because I wasn't going to not get it. How many are in your personal team post your full downline? I have no idea. I think my downline's about 1,000 odd at the moment. My personal team, maybe 50, but they're not all active. I've probably got about 18 active. I don't know. Sorry, I can look that up, Gemma, but I don't know. I want to come to... Well, let me know how your recruitment ad goes. Why do you think you have been so successful compared to most people in Usborne? I don't know if I have been that successful compared to most people in Usborne. I think there's a lot of other successful people out there. I think I was going to do it my way. And when I first got into gold, I remember being so new and so clueless. And I'd have all these conversations with people and I'd ask for help. And there's a certain group of people who've been doing this a long time, and that all the response I get was pick up the phone and speak to your mentor, pick up the phone and speak to your mentor. But with a young child, picking up the phone all the time just wasn't going to work for me. I did everything over Messenger. I'd already done all my recruiting at that point over Facebook. I wasn't able to get out of many events, so I had to find a way to make it work for me, which was using Facebook massively. And I think I just thought outside the box a little bit, and what could I do that's different? What can I do? So I guess that's something to do with it. I think in the way I use Facebook adverts, so I think for a lot of time I'd pretty much invest what I was making back into my business rather than taking money out of it. I don't know. It's a good question. I built quite a strong community in my groups. But again, I remember when I first set up my group for my team, it would be me just posting to nobody and no one would reply. And it took a while to build it up. And it's just being consistent and having the belief in people. I think that's massive as well. I believe that everybody who comes into my team is going to want to become a team leader. I don't see why you wouldn't want to be a leader. I don't really understand that mentality at all. You get so much more. You get your free postage, you get more commission, you get to go to great events. It doesn't make sense to me that you wouldn't ever want to be a leader. Oh, I'm glad I've motivated you. Oh, they're all good travel incentives. Every single travel incentive. It's not about the destination. As soon as you've been to one, you realise the destination isn't important at all, because it doesn't matter where you are. It's the people you're with that make the travel incentive absolutely incredible. You just have to be on them. Go for it. Everyone, please come to the next one. We have to get on the travel incentive. They're brilliant. Okay, I think I've gone over time, haven't I? So stupidly, I didn't look at the clock. Yeah, so I've spoken for half an hour, then Emma told me 15 to 20 minutes. So I best go before I get in trouble and ruin your agenda. But if you have any other questions, just pop them on and I'll come back and ask them. Or if there's anything else you want me to talk about another time, let me know. It's been really, really good to speak to you all. Enjoy the rest of this training. It looks absolutely brilliant. I'm going to go through and catch up on more of it. And I will speak to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.